Is my diet coach a worthwhile app for weight loss? Hi everyone, I'm Janine with Fiska.com. I decided to purchase the My Diet Coach app for 1 month, and I wanted to use it to track my calories and macros in order to really put it to the test and see if it was something that I could recommend to all of you. In this video, I'm gonna go into detail about the features that I liked, what I didn't like, and who I would recommend the app to, along with if there are better alternatives for certain people. I've also linked the full blog post in the video description, which is gonna go into detail about how myself and my nutrition coach colleague tested the app, how you can save money on the app if you decide to purchase it, and any alternatives that we recommend. Overall, I thought that My Diet Coach delivered on what it promises when it comes to providing a decent food library and easy to use food logging system. While the food library and food logging system wasn't my absolute favorite that I've used, it certainly wasn't my least favorite. And generally, I think it performed pretty well. However, I really did not like the calorie and macronutrient recommendations that the app gave me based on what I had set my goals as. And I especially didn't love that the app wanted to recalculate and update my targets seemingly every other day. The updates that it gave me didn't really make sense to me, and it really left me pretty skeptical as to how the app was deciding what calories and macros, what my intake should be. Normally, when a calorie and macro tracking app makes updates, it's based on a weekly check-in, where you have to provide the app with specific inputs so that it can accurately decide whether to keep your calories the same or change them. And this wasn't the case for My Diet Coach, so it felt really random. Lastly, while I didn't necessarily agree with the app's calculations based on my goals, I really did appreciate that I was able to go in and manually adjust my calorie and macro targets to my desired intake. So here is what I liked the most about the app. First off, the food logging system was so easy to use, and I really liked how my food diary was displayed. I also like that My Diet Coach offers a 1-week free trial, although I'm not sure if I would continue using the app for a long period of time. I was glad that there was a free trial so I could experience the app before deciding. Another positive to the app was the ability to customize my own calorie and macronutrient targets. Like I said, this is really a game changer. While I didn't agree with the targets that the app calculated for me, I appreciated that I was able to go in and customize my own targets. And I've been disappointed with food tracking apps in the past that didn't have this option. On the other hand, here are some of the things that I did not like about My Diet Coach. The first drawback was the price. Despite the 1-week free trial that My Diet Coach offers, I really can't get past the fact that $4.75 per week, the app will end up costing $228 for the year. To me, this is a substantial cost for what it provides, especially since there are other apps that offer very similar functions for much less. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't really like the app's suggested calorie and macronutrient targets. This part of the app really disappointed me, and it really left me wondering how the app was making these calculations. After going over the app's recommendation with my nutrition coach colleague, she agreed that the calculations were definitely off, which really kind of made me weary as to recommending this app to anyone who isn't an experienced dieter who could customize their own targets. Also, I was not a fan of the inaccurate calorie updates that the app provided. Similar to the inaccurate calorie deficit that the app provided, I really hated how often the app wanted to update my calories, and I found that the updates made no sense at all. It just seemed extremely random. Overall, I think My Diet Coach would be a good app for anyone who wants to track their calories and macros on a paid app with no ads, but they don't want to commit to a 6 to 12-month contract. The unique part about this app is that it renews your subscription on a weekly basis, and although it's rather pricey when used long-term, it provides an option for those who only want to commit on a weekly basis. So this would be really good for people who are just trying to do it for a short period of time. It would also be a good app for those who are comfortable customizing their own calorie and macro targets. Because I have a nutrition coach, I was able to have her review the targets and suggestions that the app had for me and see that they were not the best. She was then able to go in and adjust my calories and macros for me where they should be. If you're not working with a nutrition coach or nutritionist and you don't have this kind of knowledge yourself, then I would say it would be pretty challenging to customize your own numbers and follow those within the app, and this may not be the right app for you for those reasons. This is also not a great app for anyone who's looking for additional features with their food tracking app, such as macro-friendly recipes or workouts. While the app provides what it's advertised, it doesn't really include any additional resources, which may be something that you want considering the cost of the app. I also wouldn't recommend this app to anyone who needs more structured guidance as to what their calorie and macros should be, along with when to update your targets. While the app does claim to provide this, I personally found that the suggestions that the app made weren't very accurate, and honestly, I found the constant updates in my calories to be pretty confusing. This app also isn't really the best for those who are on a budget and who would like a long-term subscription with a food tracking app. And like I said, there are many other apps on the market that offer the same functions for a much lower cost. For example, MacroFactor. If you haven't heard of that one, it's similar to My Diet Coach. MacroFactor is a calorie and macro tracking app, and it displays both targets boldly for you to see. And the cost of MacroFactor is significantly less at around $11.99 per month or $71.99 for a year, which works out to be around $5.99 a month. And I've linked my video review for that app in the description as well, in case you want to learn some more about that. I just want to say thank you everyone for watching this review. I hope that you found it helpful. If you would like some more in-depth information on my diet coach, I have linked the full blog post also in the video description, and that's going to go into more details about how we tested the app, how you can save some money on the app if you decide to purchase it, and some more alternatives that we recommend. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can see more reviews. And if you have any questions, don't be shy, just put them right down there in the comments. We are always here to help. Be well, everyone.